Hello Epic 7, and welcome to the second half of a Midsummer Paradise gear dropping event. Sorry this video is a little late. The computer I used to record all my videos took a dirt nap. It's in the shop and who knows when it'll be back, so I'm using a brand new computer with brand new recording software, so forgive me if this is a little bit late, and bear with me if there's any technical issues. I'm still learning this software. Well, at least our complaints didn't fall on totally deaf ears. Although the terrible imprint system is still in place, they've nerfed it to the point where it doesn't really matter anymore, which is huge. Don't necessarily think this means they're keeping the imprint system. It might just be that the event was too far in to be able to change it without risking all kinds of problems with the event, so they just nerfed it to the point where the imprints don't really matter that much. If you have imprints, you'll be able to clear faster, but you should still be able to clear just fine. This is my team, and I'm putting this video out to show an extremely fast team. Now, as you can see, I have no imprints. If you add imprints all the way up to a B, you do 20% more damage per level, and at S and above, you get 30% less incoming damage and still do 20% more damage per level. So you'll clear substantially faster the more imprints you have, but don't feel imprints are necessary. My first unit on this team is going to, of course, be my Lethe. Lethe, however you pronounce it. I put her on her own artifact, which I did put a bottle in just for the extra currency and to make it cleaner. If you get dupes of this artifact, I recommend keeping the dupes. This artifact is good on so many units. It's ridiculous how good this artifact is on just about any HP scaler in the game, so I don't recommend combining your dupes just for a hair more currency. You'll be happy you have multiple of this artifact down the road. Heck, I'd like to have 3 or 4 of them. Now, Lethe does not need any Mola in her S1. I think you should max her S2, and her S3 you should take to the skill cooldown level, and once you get the 10 friendship points, then you can max her or not max, but take her S3 to +4 as well. Contrary to common belief, her S1 Molas does not impact her Kraken damage. Now, I'm running Mui on Team 1. Mui is perfect for this, and this is not a very well geared Mui. I mean, she's got level 85 armor on, she doesn't really have any Molar beyond her friendship points. Give her enough effectiveness that she can stick her debuffs. Make sure she's on her number 2 EE that gives you enhanced dual attacks. That is huge for this fight. Other than that, a little bit of damage is nice, but her S3 is an AoE strip, which will get rid of that defense buff, and an attack buff for your whole team. Her S2 will plant bleeds, which if you're using a rage set is just one more chance to do debuffs. Now, I've got her on Portrait of the Savior for extra damage. You could run her on a debuffing artifact if you think it would help, but I think by the time she does her S1s, you'll have enough debuffs. Oh, and by the way, Mui also has Target on her S1 for additional damage, and that's huge. Remnant Violet is my number 2. He is an extremely strong single target DPS. You can really replace him with any strong single target DPS, from Zahak to Luna, whoever you've got, Sigrid, somebody who can drop nukes. I put him on Portrait. I considered running him on here, we'll put him on it for just a second, on Elia's Knife, because Elia's Knife gives 20% extra defense penetration, but his S3 already has a lot of defense pen on it, so it's not going to have as profound an impact as it would on a unit that doesn't have defense pen. So I recommend putting him back on a damage artifact like Portrait or Shepherds or Symbol of Unity, something to help him nuke down some damage, because you want to clear as quickly as possible. That's the goal here, killing as quickly as possible. The third unit on the team is going to be my Light Expedition built Sirmia, who needs an artifact. Now, I could run Sirmia on Portrait, but instead I want to give her a little bit of survivability. Oh, and you all saw me pass up Daydream Joker. Daydream Joker does not work on any of these stages. So I'm giving her Sigurd's Scythe, because when Sigurd's Scythe activates, it gives a 25% boost to attack, and that lets Sirmia hit harder than she would hit even on Portrait. Now, given it's conditional, but it also keeps her alive, which increases the stability of the run. Having her on the S1 EE can speed the runs up even faster than in this video. Other than that, she is just on a Rage Pen set. It's not even that good of a rage pen set. I could do a lot better, but I didn't want to move gear around. These are my normal builds for all of these units with one exception, and I'll get to that in a minute. Okay, on to Team 2, of course. It's Lethe again, same as on Team 1. And I'm going to run Elagos as my principal target debuffer. Now, Elagos does not need to be this fast. You want him to be the fastest unit on the team, but speed is not that important. I gave him a little bit of damage. You definitely want some effectiveness on him so he can stick that debuff. I know he has target on his S3, but Song of Stars adds target to his S1 as well, and doubles the chance it'll stick, and target debuff is what really helps you clear this wicked fast. If you don't have or don't want to run Elagos, just swap Light Aiden onto the team. Savior Auden does so much damage it almost makes up for the lack of target. Next unit is going to be Closer Charles. I'm running Closer Charles because he's an excellent source of AoE attack buff. He also brings some good damage, and his self-pushing when other people take turns, it just makes him cycle so fast. He really helps clear it quickly. If you don't have Charles, just run another major DPS unit. I'm not even kidding here, guys. If you're struggling with this, run an attack buffing Soul Weaver and 2 DPS plus Lethe, and you'll clear it. Now, the big tech for this fight for me is a Sid, and I stole that Elia's knife from the wrong Sid. So this is my PvE Sid. I've got him on a Rage Pen set. Normally he's on speed boots, but this is the one change I made. I did switch him to attack boots, and the reason for that is I need him to be higher attack than Elagos, or higher attack than Charles, so when he dual attacks with Elagos, it picks Sid, not Charles, because Sid does more damage even with a lower attack. I put him on his S1 EE just for an extra chance at debuffs in case I need it for the rage set procs, and I have him on Elia's knife, highest damage artifact for a thief that doesn't have built-in pen. You could try running him on Dust Devil. If it procs, great. If it doesn't, it's kind of a waste. Make sure you set your pet. You want to have your event currency pet activated. It will give you more currency in this, so make sure you load up the correct pet for this and mash that start button. Now the way this team works is, first of all, we turn Lethe's skills off. If you turn Lethe's skills on, theoretically it would add a little consistency, but her animation is slow, and I want her to work with Mui's dual attack skills as well, so I turned it off just for speed. Mui does her S3, which strips the defense buff off of the eyeball. Rylet walks in first and does damage. Mui should cut, and when Mui cuts, she'll apply her enhanced dual attack, which Lethe will activate, killing the eyeball before Sirmia even takes a turn. This lets Sirmia's S3 go into the boss. Lethe does another attack, starts to stack up her Omen skill. Rylet does some hits. We got a target debuff off of Mui's S1, and that's great. Now Sirmia goes in with her greater attack buff, and look at that damage. I think with an A imprint or an S imprint, you've one-shotted this thing by now. But Lethe rolls in with the Kraken to finish it off. And now we're on to phase 2. Elagos primes us here by stripping the defense buff and applying target. Charles gives everybody an attack buff. Order of operations is important here. You want to try to speed tune so everybody goes in the right order. Target, then attack buff, then Sid does his S3, which will kill. The death causes Elagos to throw his suitcase, reapplying target. That's why you wanted Song of Stars, by the way. Sid gets his extra turn because he was the one that got the kill, doing a great deal of damage. Elagos dual attacks with Sid. Oh, shoot. Okay, so Charles has an attack buff and Sid doesn't. I bet I could change Sid to an attack-based necklace and maybe have the dual attack, but I'd worry he wouldn't have enough juice to kill. But still, even dual attacking with Charles instead of Sid, that was a 2-minute run. And this is by no means an unusual run. In fact, I went ahead and ran this fight again just to be sure it was clean and consistent and had the speed I wanted. We'll go ahead and skip to the end here, but I stopwatched this run, and it was 2 minutes and 3 seconds. So another right on the edge of 2-minute run. And to make sure it was stable, I let it keep running. And then I saw 4 wins, then 11 wins, then 24 wins, 26 wins, all the way up to a full 30 clears without a fail. Now, I'm not saying this team can't fail. It most certainly could. You get the worst possible RNG and you might see a loss. I ran this team all day today, guys, and I think I had 1 loss all day. So I know it can happen, but it's rare. And this is definitely not the only team you can run. In fact, you can really run Lethe and ideally an attack buffing Soul Weaver and 2 good solid DPS units, and you'll be able to clear this event. So find the cocktail that works best for you. I just tried to min-max minutes and seconds to get the fastest clear I could with no imprints. You add imprints, you're going to blow me out of the water. I hope this team helps give you ideas. I hope it helps you clear this event faster. If you have any questions, ask them in the comments section. And as always, like and subscribe. Have a great one.